Hands, washing hands, not reaching out, not touching you, not touching me. Sweet COVID times, good times never seem so good. Hi guys, Dr. Matt coming back to you. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for sharing the last video, and thank you all for the positive responses, even some defending my nail polish. Thank you. Keep sharing the video because the more people who know this kind of stuff, the safer we're all going to be. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about social distancing. Just remember that this is the only way that we can really make a difference and flatten out that curve. If you don't get the curve reference, please watch my previous video and that will explain all of it. I really hope that there's a lot of younger people watching this video today because it's going to be really targeted at you. A lot of people think that they don't have to worry about this because they're fairly young and they're going to be fine. But this simply isn't true. It is true that the virus gets more deadly as we get older, but that doesn't mean just because you're young, you're not going to get very, very sick. And just remember, if you do get very, very sick, we will do everything in our power to help, but we may not be able to get you out of this island, and things may not turn out so well. So just because you're young doesn't mean that you can't ignore all this and do whatever you want. It's very, very important that everybody, young and old, do everything they can to protect the whole community. So if you feel like your life is just trucking along, all happy-go-lucky, and nothing's really changed, and life is totally normal like it always is, then that's a problem. Life isn't normal right now. Things are messed up, and your life shouldn't be normal. So if you're finding that everything's pretty much going along day to day, you're not doing enough. I'm sure you've all heard this talk of social distancing. That is not everyone else's responsibility. It's your responsibility too. We need to protect each other, and we need to protect our elders. And that's everyone's responsibility. If you live with any elders, nannies, chinnies, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, you are probably the biggest risk to their health right now. You and the other people living with you in the family. And how well they get through this pandemic is going to rest largely on your shoulders and the shoulders of your family members in the community. But the kind of germs that you get exposed to and bring back into the house are going to be the kind of things that make them sick. This virus is sneaky. So sneaky. Like ninja sneaky. Like ninja with cat feet sneaky. Like an invisible ninja with cat feet sneaky. And this ninja is a bad, bad dude. Whoa, that sounds really cool. I feel like I need to make a drawing of this thing. Invisible cat foot ninja. Ting! And just like an invisible cat-footed ninja, you're not going to see the virus coming. So if you're saying to yourself, I'm going to really start taking the social distancing thing seriously once people start getting sick, and that's probably the inclination of most people, by the time people start getting sick, it's going to be too late. And we'll have missed our best chance at flattening that curve. And I promise you, it's going to sneak up on all of us. So, social distancing. What is social distancing? At its most extreme, social distancing means staying home. Social distancing is basically staying away from other people. For the most part, that means staying at home. You can still go to the hospital if you're in emergencies, but otherwise stay away. You should probably only go grocery shopping about once a week, or only if you need something. No going over to friends' houses, not having any of your friends over to your house, no playing video games with them unless it's over the internet. No one who doesn't live in the house is allowed in your house, or your car, or your truck. And you should not be going into anyone else's house, or anyone else's car, or anyone else's truck. Those three places are your safe spaces. A huge risk for passing on the virus. Oh, and for Pete's sake, people, please clean your phones. Do you have any idea how gross a phone is? Do you know what your phone's been touching all day? They're disgusting. So disgusting. Ugh. Okay, so here is an exercise. Think about anything that your hands have touched in the last 15 minutes. Faucets, steering wheels, body parts, serving utensils, game controllers, toilet handles. And then think about everyone else who may have touched those in the last 15 minutes as well, and everything else that they've touched and has been touched by other people. And you probably have about 50 people's hands and bacteria and viruses and body parts that are on your phone simply from you touching these items around your house. And I don't know about you, but personally I find that pretty gross. So not only is it gross, it's a huge vector for spreading the virus. If you touch something out in the community that's got the virus on it, you touch your phone, you put your phone on your face, boom, COVID-19. So clean your phone multiple times a day. You can use some rubbing alcohol, you can use a bit of hand sanitizer, you can mix a bit of water with a tiny little bit of bleach and get a damp rag and wipe it down. What I've been doing is actually using some saran wrap, and I cover my phone with it so that I don't have to risk getting my phone wet when I clean it. I can either just clean the saran wrap or just put on a new piece. You should be washing your hands before every time you pick up your phone so that you're not spreading the virus potentially from your hands to your face and mouth. Cleaning the phone seems like a big pain in the butt, and it is. But really, this is a huge risk factor for spreading the virus, so don't be lazy. I know that the social distancing stuff is really hard, and there's people all over the world that are locked inside, some even under military enforcement. They live in cities and they have no place to go out that's safe. We are lucky. We have a lot of space and not that many people, so there's still a lot of things we can do on our own or at a safe distance from other people outside of the house. You can go for bike rides, just keep a nice good distance. You can go for runs, you can go for beach walks, you can collect agates, you can go surfing, you can go running, you can mow the lawn, you can catch up on projects that you've been putting off around the house for the last 10 years. You can do your taxes. Or you can make educational videos to send to the community that you love. So if you do go outside, you need to keep a minimum distance of 2 meters between yourself and anyone else. Because the virus is spread through droplets, that's things like saliva and that kind of a thing, it's not airborne, so you can be in the proximity of other people, but you need to keep 2 meters distance. And what does 2 meters look like? 2 meters is a lot bigger than you think it is. So why don't we go outside and do a little demonstration. World Health Organization is recommending 2 meters distance between people for droplet protection. So what does 2 meters look like? This is what 2 meters looks like, and it's actually bigger than you think. Oh. This is 2 meters. Pretty big. Let's go see what it looks like when you go into the grocery store. Follow me. So, as you can see, it's not quite practical. I don't even think this thing will fit in the aisle, will it? Nope. No. So, keeping 2 meters distance isn't always possible, but we need to do what we can, especially when we're in places like the store, to give everybody space. This is what 2 meters looks like on a car or a truck. And as you can see, it's a lot bigger than the space inside. So your cars and your truck are protected spaces. You don't let anybody that's not in your immediate household ride in your car or your truck. Here's what 2 meters looks like in the house. As you can see, I can't sit on the couch and have movie time with my friends. This is what 2 meters looks like on a king-size bed. So that's 2 meters, and that's what the World Health Organization is asking you to respect when you're out in public to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Another issue is I know that the co-op sale is happening tomorrow, and everybody's gonna go there. Everybody likes cheap stuff, and I don't blame you. I love cheap stuff. The best stuff is when stuff is free. I'm worried about the co-op sale tomorrow. It has the potential of turning into just a massive germ fest. That many people all together, hands all over things. That's a recipe for spreading the coronavirus. And we've already mentioned that this virus is sneaky, so it's around and it's on things. The co-op will be implementing rules to help reduce viral spread. So when they ask you to do something, please respect them. This is most likely going to be a marathon and not a sprint. So conserve your energy and please take care of yourself. You know, I've been keeping things pretty light in these videos, but this isn't a joke, and people's lives depend on the choices you make today. So do your part to flatten that curve and be a community hero. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the flip side.